Hey guys, what's going on? Fred here. Today we are back in the Shadows of Evil Zombies for Black Ops 3. We don't have much time for an intro, so to get to the chase, this is how to get Pack-a-Punch open by round 3 on Shadows of Evil. What you're going to want to do is run for it, open the gate, come back here and melee that little door. Then you're going to want to zap the little fuse box, open the crate, run up, zap the other fuse box in front, then turn around and grapple up to the top. And then you're going to want to run through the building and go down the staircase on your left, and you're going to want to go ahead and zap that fuse box as well. Then once you get out of the beast mode, you can either hold circle or just wait for the timer to go down. You are going to get teleported back to where you first started, and then you're going to want to try and pick off some of the zombies there to get yourself some points, and pick up both of the pieces that you knocked out of the box, and the the part that you electrocuted up there, that actually drops part of the crane, or like when you first run out of the door I'm going through right here, when you electrocuted that part, it dropped a little box. And that is what had the little, like, pen, I think it's called, or something like that in it. But, anyway, you're going to want to pick those both back up and then run back to where I am now, which is just backwards of where you spawned. And when you run up the stairs into this room, you want to go ahead and put down both pieces there, and it'll start the first ritual. Because to open the Pack-a-Punch, you actually have to, like, you have to do, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, it's 4 rituals, because you have to get them, like, in each separate zone. And you do have to do them in a specific, or you don't have to do them in a specific order, but this is the best and most efficient way. And oh, I also want to say right off the bat, like, this is not my, like, I did not figure out this route or this strategy or anything of doing it. I actually got this from Admiral Baru on YouTube, and he is like one of my heroes when it comes to video games. He's so good at stuff like this and finding things out. But anyway, to get back on topic here, once you get that ritual done, jump down here by the Shiva, because it'll definitely help you out in the long run. Run over to where I am, go ahead and use the beast mode, and then grapple up top, and there's going to be a little fuse box right here. You want to zap that as well, jump on over the gap, and then melee the box down, because that's another piece you're going to want to pick up. Then once you jump back over, you're going to want to run out here and grapple, turn around, and there's going to be a fuse box on the back of like this billboard here, and then you just go ahead and exit out of your beast mode and come back to where you first started. You're going to pick this up, and if you notice, every time you pick up an item, there's going to be those like little wizards or high priests or whatever you want to call them that are going to spawn behind you. There's normally like, I believe 2, and they're not too hard to deal with, especially if you try using, if you use the Shiva that you picked up and get some headshots. And then you're going to want to just try and score up some points here, because you need to get up to 1,250 points. And to do that, I believe on round 2 you can either shoot them 4 times in the chest with the Bloodhound and then melee them, and it'll give you like, I think it's 130 and then 4, so like 170 shots, I mean not shots, 170 points per kill, which is pretty good. And that's like the most efficient way, unless you really want to go like MOG Pro and start shooting in the legs like 6 times or so, and just to get those extra 20 points per kill. But you want to try and get up to 1,250 points again. If you're using the Shiva, you can go ahead and shoot them twice in the chest like I am, and then you just melee them. But this strategy is like really good, because you're able to, if you're like as quick as like how Baru was, like when I first watched this, I believe he got this done in like 11 minutes or something crazy. Like, he's amazing at this. Oh, and another thing that I'm using of his, another thing that I'm borrowing from him is like you'll see me, instead of running around, I'm like sliding and then jumping, or sometimes I'll go prone like that because my controller's kind of messed up and I can't just keep sprinting. And you want to run and then slide, and before you get to the end of the slide, you're going to want to press X and jump up, and then you just go right back into a slide when your feet touch the ground. And anyway, once you get the 1,250 points, you can open that door, come over here, because this room opens when you zap the little fuse box on the back of that billboard up there. And then a really easy way to get through some of these rituals, because some of them can be like, I'm going to be honest, they can be a pain in the ass. Like, these little wizards, they have like no rhyme or reason to where they spawn. It's just kind of random every time. So if you just kind of keep walking around in circles on the stage, I've noticed they can't like come up the actual stage. They have to follow you and go up the stairs, or spawn in the little area behind me right now. But once you finish this ritual, you get 500 points, by the way, for every ritual you finish. I believe you get 1,000 for the last one, or maybe the third one. But you're going to want to go to the left side like I just did. There's going to be a Margwa that spawns, or Moggy, whatever you want to call them. And you're going to want to have the Shiva out for this. This is where this thing comes in clutch, and it's really helpful to have it for this part. You want to try and start shooting his eye as soon as he spawns, and then when you run out here, by the time he gets out here after following you, he will have like his other mouth or eye open, whatever it is, and then you can go ahead and pick off this last one right here. And if you don't get him, like if you don't get him in the allotted time, like for you to have to turn around and run around, you can just kind of run circles to my left here now, and you can just keep running around there. Like there's no like time limit to how long it's going to take you to kill him. So you can just keep training him around for however long you want. It's best to kill him though, because you always get a guaranteed item drop from him, so like a power-up. And there's also a power-up, I don't know if I grabbed it yet, but to my left in that room, in the first door that I opened there is always going to be a power-up in there too. So if you really get lucky, you can get a double points. But you want to come over here, and you get that, you get the little beast mode thing going, you melee that little box, and then you melee the door. And you can run over here, and then you get the fuse box, you go up these stairs over here, and then you turn around and you look up a bit and grapple up there, and you just kind of run down the stairs here in the Ruby Rabbit, I believe it's called. And then there's another little fuse box here, and that's last fuse box that we got. That's going to open up the stairs that you're going to see me go up in a little bit here. But before you head up those stairs, you want to run over here and grab the little, like, I think it's a police badge or detective badge, and then you want to open the rift afterwards, just so you can get to the I don't know what it's called, sacrificial room, I guess, maybe, like for the end game where you end up getting the Pack-a-Punch open. But you want to run over here. I think that door was another 1250 points. I didn't quite get a look at that. But these right here, those are the stairs like that you get to come down from zapping that last little fuse box. But it's just going to be another ritual on here. And you go, oh, are there, hold on. No, yeah, there's 3, I was right. Okay, but there's going to be more of those, I was going to call them Death Singers for a second. I'm so used to Destiny. There are going to be more of these wizards here. And you just kind of train them around. There's, like, again, there's no rhyme or reason, so I can't really give you, like, a set way to fight them. I guess you can kind of just hang out in the center until you can see where the first couple spawn, and then you can just start training them around like I am. Like, just along the outside of the room here, and it's pretty simple. But it can prove to be fairly difficult if you don't really have a strategy running into here. So, as I said, the best way to do, like, all these kind of rituals, you just kind of sit around, like, at the actual site where you begin it. And you just kind of wait for all of them to gather around you. Or not, like, fully surround you, but you want to try and keep them behind you and run a small little train. Just so you can kind of get majority of them behind you. And then you can start running a big train, just so the other ones that do spawn, they won't necessarily be in your way when you're running, because you can easily go around them. But once you get that ritual done now, you can now head over to the final part. And if you do find a fumigator, you can pick that up, because that is always useful. What that does is there's a little, see a little pod there on the bottom left hand of my screen a second ago? You can actually open up those pods by picking up that fumigator. Like, you just run over to them and hold square. I see a lot of people like using the fumigator right off the bat though, like when the game first starts. And that's really not that good of a way, because like the way these little pods work is the longer you wait to open them, the better like loot inside is that you're gonna get. So let's say you wait 12 rounds instead of just opening it on round 1, you'll get like, you can get like a ray gun or like an actual power up to drop from those, so it can work pretty well. But like, back to what we're supposed to be doing, because I'm really getting off topic here. You run over, get that beast mode, jump up here, and you can grapple up there. This you really don't have much to do for this one. You just kind of grapple up, knock down the box, jump across, and open this door. Then you can go ahead and exit beast mode by holding circle, just because that one can be done so quickly. And then you kind of run over here and you grab this championship belt. There's going to be the 2 wizards that spawn with every item you pick up, so you're going to want to go ahead and finish those guys off. And then this next door here you have to open is 1250, so you want to just start going ahead and popping some zombies and getting some points in, just so you can open that door. And then the next ritual site is, in my opinion, the hardest out of the 3. And like, what you like, I would just say try and apply the same strategy that I said to apply earlier. Just kind of sit in the very center and wait for them to kind of congregate around you, and then you can train them around the actual little arena thing they have going on in here. And it's not too difficult. Like, I'm hyping this up a little bit. I'm making it sound kind of difficult because they do spawn all around you, but it's not too bad if you just kind of see where the first one spawns, and then you just kind of head in the opposite direction of that one, and just try and stick to the outskirts of the room as much as you can. Like, these guys still they don't take you down any faster than a zombie. So you're still gonna have to get hit 3 times, so it's not too bad. You just kind of sit to this outskirts of the room and just kind of let them walk towards you and make your way around them. Like, and by the way, if I didn't mention earlier, like when you hear the little like sacrificial man floating in the sky above the little, I don't know what to call it, where the little worm comes out, when he's floating above that and you hear him like, after he says help once or twice, he's gonna just start screaming like crazy. And then once you start screaming, you can turn around and start shooting the wizards, because like you do get points when you shoot them, but you don't get points for killing them. So you can go ahead and pop a couple shots into them, and then like by the time you kill a couple of them, they'll respawn, but they won't get to you in time. Like simply because like once he spawns, I think there's 3-4 seconds, or probably not even that much, until the ritual ends. But regardless of that, there's gonna be a Margwa that's spawning. Margwa, I don't even know what they're called at this point. Everyone just calls them, like everyone has their own personal names for them at this point. So I'm just gonna call them what I call them. So you're gonna have the Moggy spawn, and he's gonna be like right in the center of the arena, and you can just do the same thing you did when you were over at like the little prostitute joint. I don't know what it's like the second, or it's a second ritual. And man, I've been saying there are 3 rituals this whole time. There's 4. There's 4 in total. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm really sorry. But you can just kind of sit back a little bit and shoot him in the left. Like he's out there when they first spawn, they're always gonna have like their left mouth open first, and then once you down him, you just kind of keep backpedaling up the little stairwell there, and then you just kind of keep backpedaling up there, and once you finish him off, you can grab his power up or whatever. And if you didn't pick up the heart from the first one, because on the first one you kill, there's always going to be at least 1 heart that drops, or not at least 1. There's always going to be 1 heart that drops on the first one until you pick one up, and then there's no longer going to be one. But you're going to want to run back to, that's right, the little rift that we opened earlier, very conveniently. We opened that earlier. We can run back and hop into the little portal. You get teleported to the sacrificial room. There will be some more little whizzies running around, and once you go ahead and take them out, like when you get teleported into this room, you can actually take them out right off the bat. Like I was kind of running around, but if you want, you can just take them all out as soon as you get in there, because this isn't technically a sacrificial area. It's just kind of like based on a timer, and after an allotted amount of time, then the door that you saw me run through earlier, that like it was a wall, and then it just kind of like disintegrates, I guess, and you just kind of walk through that. So you can, gosh, because this is not actually a sacrificial area, you can go ahead and off those guys and they won't respawn. But once you get in here, there's definitely going to be more that are constantly spawning, because this is like the very last sacrificial area. But because there's so much room to run around in here, you can easily take them all out as they're just like chasing behind you, or you can just kind of train them around like you have all the other rooms. It's still fairly easy anyway, or either way. But once you're done with that, you can run up here, listen to this guy say his little spiel, and then when you're done, you can end the round, get some sick nast points, put in the gun for 5k still. You can pack a punch them twice in this now, which I'm really excited about, and I'm going to put up a video for all the elements you can get on your weapons. But that's another story for another day. So if you guys did enjoy, let me know, like, comment, sub. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.